It is officially diss track season, boys. Let's fucking get it. We got not one, but a two-part to this video. We're going to be covering the first and second Benzino diss track towards Eminem. So we've had now a 20 plus year beef where we have Benzino nonstop talking about Eminem and constantly bringing him up throughout interviews that he's been all over with. And then we have Eminem on the Lyrical Lemonade album, who made a track. I would, it's a diss track, but at the same time, if it's more than anything, just a bunch of jokes. Like he was just poking a lot of fun at Benzino throughout the whole thing. And now, in response to all of this, we have not one, but two Benzino diss tracks. I didn't even hear about the first one, to be honest. The reason I'm now finding the first one is because I'm starting to see a little bit of, media on the second one. The first one was just under the radar. So, we're going to listen to not one but both tracks. I'd rather do that than make two separate videos on that. So I'm just gonna combine the two into one video here. So we got Vulturius and we have the other one called Rap Elvis. Vulturius is a minute and 25 seconds. I don't know about you, but a minute and 25 seconds to diss Eminem, I don't think anybody can make a solid track in a minute and 25. Literally under a minute and a half. I don't think you have enough to really do any damage at that point. But on the contrary, we do have Rap Elvis, which is a minute and 30 or 4 minutes and 35 seconds. My bad. So we're going to go in chronological order. We're going to start off with Vulturus, and let's see what he's got going with this. All right.
Yo, Eminem should be called Skittles, sweet ass motherfucker.
Candy ass Eminem, bitch ass feminine, Maddie like.
That's how you're going to start it off? Eminem, so should be Skittles. You're coming at Eminem, the battle rap diss god. And by the way, I'm going to try and keep a non-bias, because as much as I do love Eminem, I'm going to try and keep an unbiased and just keep it real for what it is. If it's good, and this track's good, if he's got some good lines throughout any of these, I'm going to say that. But if it's ass, I'm going to call it ass. I'm going to call it for what it is. So, starting off the track with a line like that, I don't know. I wouldn't. But, alright, let's see what he got.
Melanin on volume turned up again. Eminem, bitch ass feminine, Maddie like melanin on volume turned up.
Mad he lack melanin. Why does everything gotta be about race with this man? He always pulling the card. Mad he don't have melanin. Okay. Like he's white. There's nothing you could change. You can't change anything about that. And like, I feel like that's one of the most overused diss points for everybody who tries to come at Eminem at this time. Like, it's overused. We need something else. All right, come on.
DS Eminem, bitch ass feminine, Maddie like melanin on volume turned up again. Oh shit, here we go. Benzino versus Jim Crow. Know a custody when I see one. How many times you overdose? Crack a.
Ooh. See how many times you overdose. Then he was saying Jim Crow. Okay. All right. It's all right. It's all right.
Yo, Benzino versus Jim Crow. Know a custody when I see one. How many times you overdose? Cracker on crack, who rap but hate black in this
Correct. Okay, I'm with the race.
show. Invade our culture, then insult us. Time you get exposed, little hoe.
Okay. All right. Invade our culture, then insult us. Okay. Basically saying like using our culture, and flipping it on us. Okay. Valid point. Okay. Valid point. But at the same time, he's doing it better than y'all.
Rap but hate black in this show. Invade our culture, then insult us. Time you get exposed, little hoe. This Mariah, Christina, Michael, and Brit. What kind of fuck go to war with people dancing and singing? Don't fuck with 50. Keep it a buck, you ain't tough. Your baby mom can get a bag like how cats.
You saying 50 ain't tough?
Lyrics in the court like they dig Young Thug. From the drugs, chopping her up. Corpse in the trunk, you a punk. Plan my funeral, please. You shoot who? Square ain't even go circle the block for proof. And the truth.
Whoa. Bringing up proof? You were gonna bring up proof? Is that a low blow? Let me know down in the comments. Is that a low blow? I don't know. That might have been a little far. I mean, I get it's a diss record and everything. You're trying to get under each other's skin and all that, but like, is that a little far? I don't know how I feel about that one.
Funeral, please. You shoot who? Square ain't even go circle the block for proof. And the truth, my daughter had a life that I never had. I'm probably more Boston George than America's dad, but
Are you just basically saying that you're jealous of your daughter's fame and success?
I had a life that I never had.
Kind of, I don't know about y'all, but kind of coming off like he sounded a little jealous of his daughter. It's kind of a diss on himself in that regard, if that's the case. But like, I guess he's trying to make the reference of like, oh, I had it rough, more rough than my daughter did, this, that. But like, it also just kind of comes off as like self-conceited and just like you're jealous of the fact that your daughter's doing really well for herself. I don't know, like
I'm probably more Boston George than America's dad, but I provided food, clothes, gifts, kept y'all excited. Now you let the industry Willie Lynch keep us divided. But back when I got indicted in and out of court fighting, you was in a pretty home with something foreign to riding. Of course.
Are we supposed to like feel bad for you, the fact that you're a grown-ass man and we're in jail and he was taking the high road? I don't know.
To tell you hate your father, he could never find his trailer park swine bitch. Shit, you're miserable when you're lonely, and we think that they cloned you. You look weird, don't care how much just for men they put on you. Never seen with a girl, never seen with a bitch, but got a song What If I Was Gay with Joyner Lucas. I'm done.
Okay. Overall, it was all right. It was not too bad. All right. Let's be fair. It wasn't horrible. We've heard worse. But he brought up a couple facts of talking about the pop stars he'd always be dissing. Valid. He had a couple jabs in there. I mean, obviously, I think his biggest, uppercut he had in his arsenal without this, throughout the whole thing, is the fact that he brought proof into this shit. And that alone, I feel like Eminem would address just for standing up for the fact of proof. But at the same time, if that was not in there, I don't even think that this would have been a worthy thing for Eminem to even like really care. I don't really think it was anything in here that was so, you know, hit home or any of that that it was worthy of a reply in the first place. But the only thing I would say he would reply for would solely be for the fact of proof. First track. All right. All right. Now we're going to move on. We're going to move on to Rap Elvis. 4 minutes, 35 seconds. See if this one's even... I don't know. We'll see what this one's like. But off that first one, Eminem may reply. We'll have to see. But let's see what this one's about.
Rock and roll was a black thing until Elvis came and made it different. You can't self-sustain, you too selfish. Wait and listen. You keep saying my name, you put yourself in this position. This what happens when the Celtics play the Pistons.
Okay. Okay. The Celtics play the Pistons. Celtics, Boston, from where he's from. The Detroit Pistons, where Eminem's from. Okay. That's a good bar. That actually had some depth in there. Kind of surprised. But he was trying to say you put yourself in this position as if like he was forced to have to make a diss coming at Eminem. No. I really don't think there was, cuz ultimately you kept talking and you kept having his name in your mouth throughout all these interviews, constantly bringing him up, constantly talking about him. So he poked some fun at you and made a little song on the Lyrical Lemonade, the Doomsday 2. You didn't have to do that. You're wishing for a death sentence at this point, but like, I mean, he wants to smoke. He wants to smoke, so.
I was minding my business. You wasn't making any type of noise these days, so a choice was made. Clout chase Benzino and Corner Ray. You still in your annoying phase. Hey, what do you...
You're really gonna go there? You're really gonna say that Eminem is clout chasing after Coi Leray and you? What? How does that make sense? That doesn't make any sense. Eminem on levels is up there. Coi Leray, she's up there. And then there's Benzino, who's practically been irrelevant for fucking years and years and years now. And you're trying to say that he's the one clout chasing? He's the one looking for attention? Brother. Let's be real here. We all know you're the clout chaser. Eminem isn't clout chasing for nobody. He doesn't need that. He doesn't care about clout. Why would he be clout chasing?
Call it when the man that stands is a stand. Help me coin the phrase. I am the culture.
What? Whoa.
When the man that stands is a stand. Help me coin the phrase. I am.
Some clever wordplay there. Some clever wordplay. It's kind of a little bit catching me off guard compared to what he just put out 2 days ago with that other song. Where did this lyrical play, where did this flow come from? Kind of scratching my head what this massive change was. Like, unless like all these months while he's been talking about him through these interviews and stuff, he been writing, really trying to like put his craft together and all of that. But that sudden jump from even just the last track, which was 2 days ago, to this one, the wordplay, it seems a little too deep for Benzino, if you know what I'm talking about.
I am the culture. You don't even be a stand is a stand. Help me coin the phrase. I am the culture. You don't even be
You're not the culture. You've never been in the culture.
around. You don't even come outside. You don't even see a town. I swear Bezel said
Okay.
M don't be showing the city love. Why you ain't got no words for him, huh? He in your city, bro.
Okay. It's a valid point. But, you know, we've already had MGK saying, you know, you don't leave your house. All you do is, you know, look at words in the dictionary. All right. Yeah. We've had already disses about him not leaving. But at the same point, like, can you fault Eminem for not wanting to leave his house? When you're at a level like Eminem is at, you cannot just have a normal life when you walk outside of your house. You're constantly going to be bombarded with just bullshit. So, like, yeah, maybe you don't have to deal with this, Benzino, but until you're at the level Eminem has gotten himself into, you wouldn't understand why he's so self-isolating himself. Besides the fact, other artists do this too. I mean, you don't see artists like J. Cole and like people like Kendrick Lamar. You know, they're very isolated. They are very to themselves. You don't really see them. You know, J. Cole maybe a little bit. He goes to games and whatnot. But like Kendrick Lamar and people like that, when you're at a certain level and a certain hierarchy with status and notoriety and all of that, you can't live like a normal life. So, you know, that bar kind of made sense. You know, it's a decent jab at him because it's valid. He doesn't, but also, he was just over at the Lions game, like this past week. He was just out, and you just dropped this 9 hours ago.
When the city love, why you ain't got no words for him, huh? He in your city, bro. I wonder why. We wanna see. Just say something, please. Could it be possibly that you ain't really from them streets? I was born and raised in my city. You should've come for me. I don't know where you from. Let's say Missouri loves company. I'm probably
Ooh. Saying I came from the streets, I came from, saying Missouri loves company. But it also kind of sounds like misery loves company. And Missouri is originally where M's from before he moved over to Detroit. So he's got some depth in these. Like, where did the depth of the lyrics just all of a sudden come from? Like, where did he get these things? Because it doesn't really add up compared to what he was just saying in his other track. It's a bit suspicious.
Niggas know me. I was with YBI in 86. Yeah, that's my OGs. Four Corners, Columbia Point. My young boys had the Moseys on Dexter with the bomb boys close to me. Okay, you found 50 and you put on 5 Detroit niggas. Rest in peace to the best ones. The rest of them sound iffy. So let's go down your stable. Okay. Gun left you.
What you bringing 50 in for? What did 50 do to you?
Label. Benny left your label. Khan left your label. Royce left your label. Joe Button left your label. Ortiz left your label. No crooked eye couldn't save you. Yellow open out there flopping.
Oh, okay. That's a valid point. That's a valid point. I gotta give him that one. Because, look, I mean, he's had a lot of artists. And I will say, I mean, since they came into his label, yeah, he did, you know, pop them off. But at the same time, he does have a point. Like, a lot of these artists did leave. I guess some, not all of them left on their, like, their terms. You know, some of them were because, you know, their deals were up and everything. But, you know, that's a valid point there.
Ortiz left your label, no crooked eye couldn't save you. Yellow open out there flopping, and where the hell Cash is at though? Heard from Obi twice, only twice, and not a word from Stat Quo. With all them forced lines that you pitched them, shady records sound like less of a name and more like a description. Chain here, a feature.
Ooh, sounded more like a description. All right,
There aside of that, what did he do? And why
that's
this cat
valid.
don't get the type criticism that Diddy do? Huh? Y'all see what all this corn and why
Did he
this
bring
cat
Diddy?
don't get the type criticism that Diddy do? Huh? Y'all see
How you gonna bring Diddy into the conversation? Diddy, you can't compare him to Diddy. That, like, there's levels to that. Diddy's got his own thing going on, and like, I think it's nothing of a shocker at this point with how much coverage there is on it. You know, I mean, you also have people like Cat Williams and stuff also talking about it on what was it? That one podcast with Shannon. You know, you got things like that. We know about Diddy's parties. We know about his scandalous things that he does. How are you gonna compare? Like, that is a very extreme comparison to make. But you know, it's overall it's a lot better so far compared to his last one
do?
he just
And
had.
why this cat don't get the type criticism that Diddy do? Huh? Y'all see what all this corny rap shit do to you? Since you so hip hop, then you should have went to Nipsey funeral. If you support 50, then why you ain't go to Smoke funeral? And now you spitting gum bars, boy. I really throw two in you.
There's some valid points there. Why didn't you go to the funeral for Smoke? Why didn't you go to Nipsey's? I mean, to be fair, not everybody went to these either. You know, did you go to them? I'm sure you didn't. But, you know, the one with Smoke, yeah, I get, you know, the showing support and love for that, I get that. But also, like, not everybody went to those. You know, you can't bundle him into something that not everybody was also doing. So, but that is a valid point, you know. I do get his interpretation there.
Funeral. And now you spitting gum bars, boy. I really throw two in you. Talk about I catch it straight. You pull it and squeeze. I've been shot multiple times. What's a bullet to me? Looking at me. Trust my process. I am here to cook in these streets. You missing season like you rookie and bees. You call our women black bitches, then play the victim when there's distrust. You keep using the art form that we created to diss us. They try to
creating the art form that we created just to diss us. I mean, again, it's another race card thing, but at the same time, like, how could you hate him if he's doing it the best? Like, how can you hate on that? I get, like, he's a dick, but, like, he can't change his skin color. Can't change that. Like, he ain't gonna go through no Michael Jackson type shit. But I mean, that's a valid line. That's a valid line.
And there's distrust. You keep using the art form that we created to diss us. They try to rewrite history, make you Elvis a hip hop. But in the store, Slim should be on the shelves next to Slipknot. And you say you come from battle rap, but why you don't support none of these battle cats? Drake be at the smack events where your ass was at. Room full of.
Ooh. No, that's valid. That's a valid point. I don't really got much to say on that because, I mean, you got people with Drake. I mean, Drake and him are, you know, they're up there in caliber. And so, you know, he's saying like, yo, Drake be showing up to all these battle raps. You are a battle rapper. You know, where's your support and showing love for the battle rap scene? Where Drake, you know, he's not really considered much of a battle rap artist, whereas Eminem is. That's a valid bar.
Hood niggas back to back and it's action packed. And a pop rapper smack dab in the middle. Imagine that. Last time you battled shit was like 22 years ago versus Marv 1. What was the outcome of that matchup? Marv won. You been afraid, you ain't no renegade.
What do you say? You said
What was the outcome of that matchup? Marv
22 years ago, Mar won. The outcome of that match was Mar won. as in like Mar won the battle, but also it's kind of like Mar like 1-0 kind of deal. It's kind of like a, it's almost, is that a double, triple entendre? Like, where did Benzino get all this? Because where was this on the last track? Where is the massive jump in ability all of a sudden showing up on this track? It's a bit fishy, but I don't know.
You been afraid, you ain't no renegade fam, and you duck my clipper blades, cause you ain't with the fade fam. Me, you and Royce can box.
That's my clipper blades and the fade.
Hands. I'm in the trench with weight bands, so when I lift them, they land. I've been a made man, you little mangy minute made man, and I'm pissing.
The M's, yeah. That's, again, where is this coming from?
All in your lyrical lemonade stand, my nigga, young minute made man, and I'm pissing all in your lyrical lemonade stand, my nigga, young.
I'm pissing in all of your lyrical lemonade. Oh, all right, that's a valid comeback for the other video. Yeah. All right. Like, where was this type of wordplay? Where was these jabs? Where was this? Where was the facts on the other track? Why is, I mean, definitely. I mean, you could tell this was definitely a major step up. And honestly, I mean, we're about 3/4 of the way in. To my knowledge, I feel like this is probably the best diss track towards Eminem we've probably heard so far. Like, ever at this point. I think your near second may have been MGK at this point. But I mean,
Z dissed you, Milkbone dissed you, Last Emperor dissed you, Pace One dissed you, real lyricist, but you ain't go back at them, did you? Cause you would rather battle pop stars to get your issue. You like to pick the low hanging fruit, let's get this.
Ooh. He was basically saying like you ducking all the lyricists who diss you, but you rather go after like the pop stars. Yeah. It's valid, but I mean, I don't think Eminem's really ducking anybody. Like, he's gonna tackle all of you in one go. So I get that, but I mean, also you gotta take into account like if you're dissing a kind of underground or low key, you know, lyricist, quote unquote, versus a pop star, like the pop star is gonna take off so much more because of the media and everything, because of the status of both people involved. If you got, you know, and also like is little Timmy doing a diss track in his little basement, you know, that's not gonna warrant an actual reply from Eminem, you know. So these lyricists, yeah, they may have stuff, but you know, it's probably not even worth his time or effort to even address some of these people in the first place.
Rather battle pop stars to get your issue. You like to pick the low hanging fruit, let's get this clear. You diss Elton John, your mom, your ex, Britney Spears. You diss Lana Del Rey fam, Moby, Iggy, not Iguodala, the white broad. Is you shitting me? Will Smith, Nick Cannon, and
Hey! Keep Will Smith's name out your mouth. He gonna slap the fuck out you. Don't ever talk about Will Smith like that. But also, he brought up a lot of factual people. He brought up a lot of facts of people he's dissed.
St. Clown Posse, a retired Joe Button. When I tell a lie, stop me. Machine Gun Kelly, that boy damn near whipped you. Come on, dog. How Vanilla Ice gon' dish you? If you thought you...
Was that a diss at MGK? Call him Vanilla Ice. Is MGK gonna reply?
Damn near whipped you. Come on, dog. How Vanilla Ice gon' dish you? If you thought your rap bars was hard, you really need to grow up. You just plain Eminem. You ain't got no nuts, huh? This shit about to get really dark on you. Get them dogs on you. The bark on you. Dog on you, dog. As soon as you log on, you
Some good wordplay right there.
got them locked on you, like the law's on you. As soon as your thoughts dawned on you. There's a problem on your hands now, cause I got it solved on you. Don't make me fucking call Benzino dog on you. I ain't really outside and this recluse need to get out more. I run the outdoors and I can vouch for anyone that been down I can account for. And how about your mine will finally be off of my neck with my hand squeezed around yours.
Ooh. I mean, yeah, that's a good addressing to Eminem on the last track, talking about comparing his neck, saying that can't come at anything that you don't have, basically. You know, talking about giraffe neck and all of that. So, saying I'd squeeze my hands around yours. Yeah, that's a valid comeback.
How about your mine will finally be off of my neck with my hand squeezed around yours.
Is that it? Is that what he ended off on? All right. Wow. So, I think at this point, we probably have solidified ourselves in Eminem reply. I don't think Eminem's just gonna let all that slide, cause fair play to Benzino, like he did actually have some facts. He actually did have some valid points, and if Eminem doesn't reply, Eminem's gonna actually take an L on that one. Like, Benzino's actually going to take a dub on Eminem, and I don't think he's going to let that slide. So, it's diss season, boys. Like, we probably are going to get a diss track back. Definitely going to cover that as soon as it comes out. But, look, I ain't going to say anything, but seems an awful fishy, the fact that that first track to that second one, and they're only 2 days apart, the difference in gap between those two goes straight. Yeah, like, what the fuck? So, I mean, at this point, is Eminem gonna come at Benzino? Or is he gonna come after the ghostwriter? Because, I mean, let's be real. Benzino ain't right that. Let's be real. He ain't right that. But, I mean, he did have a good flow. The beat was, good. Regardless of the fact that he literally carried the same cadence over the entire track throughout the whole thing. But it was, to his, fair play to him, it was actually a decent flow, and it kept it up, and it was good. I think that is probably the best diss record that we've had against Eminem at this point. So I feel like he definitely is going to reply at this point. He was looking for the smoke, and he's probably most definitely going to get that. So, I know he's also been wanting to, I think, box him and do all this other stuff. Like, he genuinely wants to just fight and scrap this dude. But he wants the smoke, and lyrically, he's going to get it. So, we're just going to have to see and wait to see how all that plays out. But, look, I'm going to be the first one to jump on and cover on that when Eminem does reply, because I'm pretty sure he will. But if you enjoyed this video, leave a like and sub, and throw some comments down if I missed anything, or fill me in with any new information if I missed anything in there. But beyond that, yeah, that's it from me. Peace out, y'all.